God damn it.
Did I get my head back? Alright, so you know that this is all off the football.
Okay, guys, now that you've seen the video clip, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to give you this editorial on this Thursday morning. This story came out yesterday, but I read it this morning and decided to go ahead and give it to you. The dissolve that I put in there was just them walking down the hallway, like doop, 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 doop. They're just doing nothing. But for transparency's sake, I will give you an encore presentation of that video in its whole entirety at the end of this. So when I'm done talking and this editorial is over, you can stay if you want and watch the encore presentation of it. I gave you, like, I think it's a 20-second or whatever clip of that video without them just walking. But I'll play the whole 2 minutes, minute and a half, whatever it is, at the end without any cuts so that you can see and make sure I didn't cut anything out other than them walking down the hospital hallway. But you saw the video clip and you saw what happened, and it's kind of questionable. Now, some people are going to get excited and go, well, the officer got suspended, man. They got him. There are more issues to this story than are being brought to light. Everybody's talking about this fireman, and while he was suspended for 12 days, that's good. They got him, see if any charges are filed. But there are more underlying issues that aren't being talked about, and I'm going to talk about them this morning. Let's get to the story. Thank you, CBS Local Los Angeles, for this story. A Los Angeles Fire Department firefighter has been suspended for 12 days after Los Angeles Police Department body camera footage called into question whether the firefighter used excessive force on a suspect. The incident occurred on March 20th, 2019, when a black man was arrested for assaulting a woman with a brick in South Los Angeles. The man had to be taken to USC Medical Center after he hit his head in a patrol car. Wonder how that happened. Body camera footage publicly released on Tuesday shows a firefighter identified as Derek Farrell hitting the man twice on the head while he was handcuffed to a gurney and tightening a towel around his head. Los Angeles Police Department says the man then yelled, "I can't breathe." The video footage has no audio because Los Angeles Police Department said it is a policy that officers turn off their body cameras when entering a hospital. However, when a supervisor saw the altercation occurring, he turned his back on. Los Angeles Police Department Captain Stacy Spell said, quote, "Upon activation, both audio and video of our body-worn cameras will turn on. However, the devices have a buffer of video without audio from the previous 2 minutes prior to activation. The buffer video was able to capture the incident. It is unclear what happened before the incident. Internal records obtained by the Los Angeles Times show that the fire department's top medical director reviewed the footage and expressed concerns in October of 2019 about whether Farrell might have violated state law by using excessive force on the suspect. Los Angeles Fire Department confirmed that an investigation into the incident found policy violations in a statement to CBS LA. The department statement read, quote, "The Los Angeles Fire Department conducted an administrative investigation regarding this incident and sustained allegations of violations of department policy. The member has been suspended without pay for 12 days. It is unclear when Farrell was placed on suspension or if he will be able to return to the field once it is over." According to Los Angeles Police Department, the footage has been turned over to the district attorney's office for possible criminal filing. However, the district attorney's office said the case has not been presented yet, so no charges have been filed. The Los Angeles Firefighters Union did not immediately respond for a request for comment. So we're going to talk about this for a second real quick. There are more underlying issues than just a fireman caught on camera punching a guy on a gurney who's handcuffed to the gurney and tightening the towel around his head and then being suspended for 12 days. Okay, that's the gist of it, but there are underlying issues here that aren't being talked about. And I've looked through 3 or 4 different news stories on this. I looked through the news story when it first surfaced, and then the suspension, and then nobody's really talking about certain issues. First, let's look at the timeline. This happened in March of 2019. March of 2019. There are 4 Los Angeles Police Department officers. There are 3 behind the fireman that you can see. And then there's the supervisor with the body camera. He's the guy behind the camera is turned on. So there are at least 4 Los Angeles Police Department officers, 2 supervisors. The one female has stripes. Then they said a supervisor's body-worn camera turned on. That's the guy behind the camera. So 4 officers, March 2019. Fireman punches a handcuffed guy on a gurney. Female Los Angeles Police Department officer, a LAPD cop, somebody who's supposed to protect and serve, with stripes, not just some rookie, turns and... Funny. But she doesn't say anything to anybody, and neither do the other 3 officers. How do you know this, community Leo? Watch. Because in October of 2019, that's when the, where was it at? Medical director reviewed the footage in October and said, this is concerning. March, the incident happens. There's 4 cops. One of them turns and laughs and then holds her head. Oh, the hell, man. That's funny. But nobody brings it up at that time. April, May, June, July, August, September. Nothing. October, 7 months later. The medical director reviews the footage and goes, this is concerning. That looks peculiar. So what happened those 6 months prior? Did Los Angeles PD just blow it off? Of course they did. They didn't care about that guy. They're not there to protect and serve. Well, they are. They protect and serve their own. They're protecting and serving the fireman, but not that handcuffed guy in the gurney. Well, he's a dick, man. He attacked a woman with a brick. But it's not the job of the Los Angeles Fire Department nor the Los Angeles Police Department to issue punishment or discipline to that guy. It's their job to effect an arrest and take him to jail and book him and let the district attorney mull it over. And if he's injured and the fire department has to take him to the hospital, it's the fire department's job to see that he gets help. Oh, they might hate it. They might say, you know what, this guy's a disgusting piece of shit. And maybe he was a piece of POS. He attacked a woman with a brick. However, it's still not their job to issue punishment and say, you attacked a woman with a brick. How do you like this, bitch? You know, that's not their job. Their job is to help the guy in the hospital and then take him to jail and book him so that the district attorney can file charges. I know sometimes we hate that. I said it, I think it was yesterday I think it was yesterday or one of the days. I'm doing an editorial and I said, yeah, it makes us gnash our teeth. This guy's a piece of, you know, but whether we hate it as much as we hate it, it's still not the job of the LAPD nor the LAFD to punish people. It's not their job. Yeah, we might think, man, this guy deserves to get his ass kicked, but that's not their job. That's not what we pay them to do. And if I'm one to say, you know what, fuck him, he attacked a woman with a brick, fuck him, man, then how am I, with a straight face, going to consider myself an activist of accountability and transparency? No, I then become a hypocrite. And all of us have a level of hypocrisy in us. It's just human nature and human error to have an amount of hypocrisy in you. But I try to avoid it as much as I can. I don't want to excuse it and say, I'm a hypocrite. So what? The guy deserved to get his ass kicked. No, accountability and transparency have to be present. And those cops and that fireman are not paid to beat his ass just because he attacked a woman with a brick. Let the fucking courts decide. Oh, I know the courts don't always work. I know that the jail system's broke. I know the justice system sucks, but it's still, that's the nature of the United States of America. We have that process that has to be played out. And that process doesn't include beating the guy's ass just because he attacked a woman with a brick. That's not what you get paid to do. These cops, not one cop out of 4 said anything. March, a fireman punches a guy on a gurney who's handcuffed. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Oh, and the medical reviewer finally sees the footage. Now, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Now we're hearing about it over a year later. In fact, a year from when the medical reviewer saw the footage. We're finally seeing it and the guy gets suspended a year later. How many people has this firefighter assaulted over that year and a half? So there are a lot of underlying issues that's not being talked about. And I think the Los Angeles PD, Michael Moore, chief of the LAPD, not the movie filmmaker, but the chief of the Los Angeles PD, you need to pull your head out of your ass and you need to get down there and find out what's going on in that department. Because a year and a half went by and not one of those cops, the medical reviewer had to say something in October. Pull your head out, buddy, and get down there and fix it or you're going to be fired. I want to know what you all think about this. Let me know in the comment section below. Community Leo Watch, watching Leos. That's law enforcement officers and firefighters from coast to coast, including Los Angeles, California. Thank you on this Thursday. I will have an editorial for you again tomorrow, and I'll probably have some more videos today.
Damn it. Did I get all hit there? Alright, so you know, let's just go off the football.